Welcome back, everybody. Dark Spider here with another episode of Farming Simulator 22. Today is all about logging. What equipment do you need? I can't tell you what the best map is. I did a map for mining, but as far as logging goes, you can do a little bit of logging on every single map that there is. But this is Deadwood. Deadwood is definitely a logging map, mining map, and a little bit of farming. But when you download Deadwood, you get two different maps. You do get the Deadwood farming, mining, and logging, and then you just get the one with no farming. But we're on the mix. I like this map a lot. But today we're going to talk about the best equipment for logging and really what you need. Now, of course, this is just a test map, so I have money. But, when you start out, whether it's on medium or hard, you have 1.5 million to only maybe $500,000. So you got to really just pick your choices, you know what I'm saying? So obviously you got to start out with a chainsaw, or if you're really cool, you start with a lightsaber. But whatever. I would suggest going into your equipment when you go to chainsaws. I would definitely get the long reach modded chainsaws. The long reach modded chainsaws are very, very handy. They will reach a lot further. It doesn't really show on this tree that I'm reaching a lot further, but you do. And you just kind of look up a little bit, see it's going to cut that tree. But the long reach chainsaws definitely come in handy. They really, really do. And they're only $1,000. So, you start it, you want to just start some small. So you start with a chainsaw, lightsaber, whatever, and you get a small truck and you just go. The Komatsu on Deadwood is very interesting. Okay, let's turn it on. There is no unfolding for this harvester. A lot of them you have to unfold, and you got to open up the harvester head. This one's very interesting because it has a 400 centimeter reach on this. This thing is nuts on Deadwood, okay? Go all the way down on Deadwood on forestry equipment. Now, I have the Scorpion King. I don't like it, though, so I need to delete the mod. I really don't care for it much. But here's the Komatsu mod. That's not it. That's mine that I downloaded. The one on Deadwood is here. Sorry. So 400 centimeters. It only costs you 1 point on your slot count. So that's always a positive thing. But again, it's expensive. So if you're just starting out, $435,000. I mean, if you're on medium, you got 1.5. You can still get you a trailer and so forth. But 400 centimeters. I mean, that's a big tree. That's like the tree of life. Big. But here's what it does. I'm not going to cut down a tree here. But it definitely, see, I mean, this thing rolls right up on it. Drop it down. And as you look, I can cut it. I mean, this harvester is really good. And it's fast. So you can get it done pretty quick. I'll cut down one. How about that? I'll cut this one. We're just going to stroll up on it. There it is. I'm going to lift up on her, let her fall. Now, I didn't select the length. It would cut it into fives. But I wanted to show you guys something else here. We're going to back up, and I'm just going to drop it right there. All right. So this harvester is really, really good. So if you've got the money, I would definitely suggest getting the harvester if you like using trailers. Now, if you're like me and you don't like using trailers, I would suggest the wood production mod. The wood production mod gives you a wood distributor, and I have it sitting over there. The wood distributor, you can just drag the trees to and drop them off. That's what brings us to this tractor. This tractor has 2 winches on it. If you guys have watched my other logging videos, you're going to see that I use this a lot. Or even on my Deadwood day 1 through 6. I used this tractor. I never used a harvester. I never used a trailer. I put 2 trailers in here because, guys, a lot of logging, you're going to use trailers. Not everything is going to be as easy just to drag it over to the distributor and drop them off. But this thing I think is rated at like 10 tons, and you can pull up to 5 logs per winch depending on weight. I mean, you're not going to go to Silver Run or Blackwater, especially Blackwater, and get those giant redwoods. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to pull 10 of those. But on spruces and pines, you can definitely get 5 logs per winch. And I usually just drag them right up to my storage. Just get in there, hop back out. If I could walk, and pop. We're done there. And you stand here, you can pull the winch from here with the right bumper, and then we can just drag it over there. If the limbs are bothering you, a couple different ways to get rid of the limbs. Just walk up on it. I prefer it like this. Like we'll use the lightsaber, and we'll just hold it down, and it'll generally chop all those off. But generally, I don't even do this. I just pull it and drop it off at the wood distributor. And the good thing about the wood distributor is you can just leave the logs there until you're ready. You don't have to sell them. Now, if you need to sell them to make money, yeah, go ahead and set it to sell. And that way you can just drag them up there. Now, on deadwood, you can buy the land really close to the sawmill, so you don't necessarily have to have the wood distributor. But as I started making money, I really didn't want to keep selling all the wood because I wanted to buy the sawmill. So I just started putting it in the distributor and saving it because it'll hold up to 1 million liters. And as you can see, we've got the log in there. We could just drag it over there. Now, when you're in the tractor, you can also hit both bumpers and control winch, and we can pull it a little closer if we wanted to. Just do it the opposite way to let out some of that winch too. And see, now we can just drag it over there. All right. Now, this tractor costs about $235,000, but you can go into wheel loaders. And that's 19.4 tons. That's 27 tons. Now, it costs a lot more, though. So you're talking about $304,000. That's another, almost $70,000 as opposed to what I just bought. Now, that is a good option when you start making some money if you want to load them into trailers. Because if you go down and you get the CSZ pack, it has that bag handler, that big bag handler in it. It only costs like $250. It's cheap. Where is it? There it is. It's like $250. Big bag handler. And you can use that to load the trees in the back of a trailer. But personally, I just prefer to drag them. This thing does really well. I wouldn't drag just one at a time. Like I said, I usually just use chainsaw and I'll cut down as many as I can. And then I just go back over it with the chainsaw or the, there now, the 5200 in storage. So, I mean, that's, it's a really good tractor to have, but it is in the downloadable content, that Platinum, but so is the Volvo. So you will need the Platinum content. But these are the best logging equipment that I've found so far. Now, the 2 tractors I got are for the Tree Devourer and the Tree Be Gone. Everybody knows that the Tree Be Gone, you can just eat the tree away, get it out of your way. Who knows why you need to do it. But it's also really good for tree stumps, where sometimes the Devourer can be a little finicky and it doesn't quite want to eat those tree stumps, or it eats half of it or whatever. I usually use this for wood chips. I did get us a TLX Phoenix that also has a winch, but it's only one. So, and this thing's rated, for, I think, 13 tons. Now, Deadwood, there's a lot of need for wood chips. Everybody knows that when you were logging for a long time, wood chips were just trash. Basically, you just sold it for nothing. Now, this little hybrid guy right here, I'll be honest with you, I don't like these. I think they're a giant pain, but they're good chippers. If you want to do some wood chips and you like using the cranes, this is a really good option for that. Like, we'll unfold it. But notice that when it unfolds, it's going to put down stands, and it's really hard to move. So you're going to have to be someplace where you've left wood to grab. And I fed whole trees into this. I put elm trees in here. I put oaks in here. I put everything in it. It will take a whole tree. It's got a pretty good reach on it. I prefer this one over that Diamante or whatever it's called. It's the same thing. But this one's a little bit more customizable with paint and wheels and things of that nature. But it does have a really good reach on it. But again, I find these to be costly and really just a pain to do. Like, let's just cut one down and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. No matter what, I'm gonna have to drag it over. But here, we'll just do this. Let's, I don't want to do that. Come on now. These trees are being iffy because it's between land that I own and land I don't own. I think is why they're being a little iffy. Now, we're not going to do any trimming on this at all. Let's turn this guy around. We have to, it might move, but I don't think it will. All right. So we're just going to turn it around. Now you can get from either end, it doesn't really matter. Turn your lights on if you need to see better. We're gonna take this thing out there. Like I say, I find these to be a little bit of a pain to use. Let's turn the wood chipper on. I'll unfold pipe first, there we go. Now, this will auto track for a trailer. So if you've got a trailer near, the pipe will auto track to that trailer. That is a positive about this one. So we're down there. Let's grab her. Now, here's where I always run into problems is trying to get it in. Oh, that went down. See, it's not wanting to go in. But it is also a whole tree, so. There it goes. Sometimes you put down a little pressure on it, it'll do it. That's what I say. It's a little iffy. And like I said, if you put a little bit more work into it, it might work better for you. Me on the other end, I'm like, no, you just need to go. Like, it's not even eating it. But, okay, again, this is why I don't use these, because they're just a giant pain. Now, if you really want to get something and get going with it, this is what I suggest you do. I prefer the Devourer. This Devourer holds 50,000 liters of chips if you don't have a trailer nearby. Alright, you can lower it, you can raise it. Oh, you gotta unfold the pipe. Now this also auto tracks, so if you've got a trailer sitting by, it will auto track to it and it will dump in there. Turn it on, we're gonna lower it down. And whew, that's some Dukes of Hazzard stuff. Now watch. And gone. And I'm at 15,000 liters of wood chips. I mean, that's just, I don't know why you would want anything else, and it costs an eighth of what that thing cost. More like a quarter, but you get the point. We'll get us a trailer, and there we go. Oh, look at that. That's nice. That's pretty nice stuff. So we'll get us another tree here. Stroll up on it till you see that, like Messy Marvin, and there you go. And you can have 1,000,000 wood chips in no time at all. I love this thing. It's my favorite. But I think it's a must-have for any logging that you're going to be doing. There's that tree stump. I will show you if you come across these wood stumps when you're cutting down. Just let it sit there for a second, and it's gone. So it will get them, but sometimes it can be a little finicky. All right, guys. So must-haves. You know, if you're going to be doing logging, your must-haves are going to have to be a long-reach shotgun, a long-reach chainsaw. I guess you could shoot the tree down. Long-reach chainsaw, lightsaber. Definitely a tree devourer. Tree be gone. And you know, whether you want to go with the tree harvester, which I know a lot of guys do, a lot of people do. They like the tree harvester. I would definitely suggest getting one of these. Now there are two different ones. This is the heavier one. It takes a lot more weight, and it also does, you know, have that crane. You can use the crane, so you can drag 10 logs, but you can also grab maybe one or two more, maybe three. Just depends on the weight. So I mean, you can get quite a bit of logs in that thing. And you can also drag the logs near a trailer, use the crane, and drop them in a trailer. As far as trailers go, I do recommend the Flygels, the Timber Runners. They're really good trailers. They do everything you need them to do, and they take a lot of weight. I bought two different ones just so you can see the difference in the two. I prefer the one on the right. You can adjust the log forks depending on the size of the tree that you want to put inside. Okay. And then, of course, I've got the Phoenix. I chose the Phoenix over the other trucks because I find it just has a lot more oomph to it than most of the other trucks. Plus, it's very versatile. I can customize it and put a tanker on the back. I think there's even a log. Back for this too, if I'm not mistaken. Go in there. Just make sure that if you get this one, when you go inside, go in here and you get that engine. That's the better one. Brings you up to like 1,582 horsepower. But I think, yeah, right here, TLX logger. But it's only like 3.5 tons. But if you don't have a lot of money, you could definitely use this and get them in there. You know. So the TLX Phoenix is a pretty good truck to have for logging. I think it's a must have. But guys, that's my take on, you know, the top mods per se for logging that you need to get your logging going. Whether you have a lot of money, whether you don't have a lot of money, there are some cheaper items in here to get you started. The Phoenix itself, I think with that is probably going to cost you about $100,000. You got a chainsaw. Go to town with your TLX Phoenix and cut some logs up, throw them in the back. But you're probably still going to have a crane, so you know you're still going to need another crane. There is another smaller trailer. I don't remember where we found that at. I think it was under forestry equipment. It's a little blue trailer. It's like there's two of them right there. Here it is right here. This is actually a pretty good trailer. It extends. The back end extends. It's got a crane on it. Or you can get it without the crane. This is a really good option. It's about $40,000. And it will haul some logs off for you. So you could get this and then a small truck. But either way, for logging, you're going to spend a little bit of money up front to get yourself going. There is another one. I think it costs a little bit more, but it's about the same. Thought there was two of those. No, I guess there's just one. But it's a really good start out trailer. And then don't forget, you also have the winches that you can put on a regular tractor. Don't forget about those. I don't see the other one. I could have sworn there was another one, but I guess that's it. But guys, there's my take on it. I've done a lot of logging with all of this equipment. The only thing we really didn't touch base on was the Volvo with the big bag handler on it. If you watch my other videos, you'll see that this guy's a beast, and it will do whatever you want it to do, really. It's more about just preferences. I mean, this thing, It'll pick up anything you want, really. It'll pick up this trailer. Yeah, it picked up that trailer. I thought it would. And so you can just imagine yourself in the woods picking up logs. It'll pick up a whole tree. It can be a little squirrely, but it'll definitely pick it up. And it's really good for loading into trailers. So, and as you can see, I'll just drop it. Bye. So guys, that's my take. Have fun and like and subscribe. I'm going to keep on putting out good content for you guys. Just like and subscribe. Give me a comment. Tell me what you want to see. Let me know what's going on. But I appreciate you watching. And as always, until we meet again.